Yo, what up, guys? We are here with Mr. Andrewski over here at LTD Property Group, Clinton headquarters, and we're going to ask him a couple questions. So the first one is, how long have you been working with us, buddy?
I think it's been it's coming up on 4 years. It's been like 3.5, almost 4 years. So it was end of June of 2021. So it's been a minute.
Dang, buddy. All right. Describe the person that you were before you were at LTD. If you can remember, you're like, all right, where were you at in your life? What were you doing? What were you making? What were you, everything?
All right. Yeah, so it was my junior summer going into my senior year of high school, working at Roll King previously, before that, making $9 an hour every other week. And then I started working a factory because I thought I needed to get more money, which then resulted in my foot getting broke. So yeah, I was 17 years old, just turned 18, I believe. And yeah, so then I was making $17 or an hour at the factory. So yeah, I was just like, I need to make more money, because I was learning about real estate for like a year prior to that, and I knew I needed to like start making money to start being able to invest it and like get closer to being able to do real estate stuff and actually like be a part of it. So yeah, I was just in high school, didn't really know what I wanted. I just knew I did not want to go to college, and I just found a passion for real estate and wanted to help people. So yeah, I went to the PSI seminar, and that really just got me to look back at my childhood and see different things and programs that I had in behavioral activities, and just I got to learn about myself and kind of have start some awareness, which then got me into personal development and wanting to be a better person. So yeah, I was just a teenage high school kid, just wanting to, make the most for myself, and yeah, just really become like these people that I'd watch on social media, or these influencers and different things like that. I wanted more than just to be average and just take the easy route.
I remember when you broke your foot, you were with my uncle,
Yep.
Uncle Scott.
Yep.
Pretty crazy. What is the greatest lesson that you've learned so far from like working with us, or like something that you've learned that's like really made an impact?
Yeah, the biggest thing that I've learned, I would say, Dakota's been talking about it a lot recently, is just like trusting your intuition, being your authentic self. That's one thing that's been a big takeaway for me, honestly, recently, and just having a lot of awareness of be authentic to who I am, trust my intuition, and trust myself. So that's been a really big advice I've gotten. I've really got to adapt that in my life and really just set back and think of like trusting myself, believing in myself, and like showing up and being that person that I want to be and that I'm becoming. So yeah, I mean, there's so much. So that's probably the biggest thing that's stuck with me recently, is just trusting my intuition, and yeah, being the best version of myself. Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
What is the biggest commission that you have ever made on a property? And then like, if you remember the property that it was, and then how much was it?
Yeah, I think there's two. One was a big package deal, but the one specifically I can think of is Superior Street, the mansion. I made $20,000 on that commission. And
Jeez.
yeah, that was pretty crazy. That was life changing. That one, it was 616 West Superior. It looks like the White House. That's one specific I can think of. And then I got a package of 18 properties last year. And I think altogether, after we sold all of them, and then we still have another one, it'll probably be over like 30.
Yeah.
It
I
has
think
to
it
be
was like
over
30, 35.
Yeah, 30 or 35, somewhere around there. That's definitely like the biggest one though, for sure.
Yeah, so you're one deal away from changing your life. And I remember there's so many that were like 10, 15, 20. There's a ton of them like that. So it's been crazy that you're just one deal away from making a stupid, crazy amount of money. And that's the coolest part about being in this business, is you're one relationship away. I mean, I remember there's one guy that we've done a lot of business with, Dale, in Auburn. And just from that one relationship, I mean, how many deals have we done with him now?
We probably done, if you take units into consideration, it'd be over 20 units. But we've done we've done over 10, 15 deals with him just with what he's owned. In the units, definitely over 20 plus.
Yeah, and he's still got more that he wants to sell us because he likes doing business with us. So that's pretty crazy. One relationship, over 20 transactions with the same guy now.
Yeah.
It's been nuts.
Yep.
All right, so one thing that everybody's going to be asking is, you left and came back. What was your experience like? Everybody's gonna be wondering, why did you leave, first of all, and then what made you decide to come back, and what was your experience while you were out?
Yeah, so be truthful. For the last couple of years, or I guess when I started here, made over six figures, I was still in high school, and I was fascinated by the chase of making more money and chasing a bigger check. And I don't know, I was addicted to just like getting a result from helping somebody and then making a lot of money. But over time, I I was not aware, and I just valued money over everything, and I lost like relationships, myself, um, started having a lot of doubt, like just thought, and I kind of lost myself, honestly, just chasing money, and all the other areas of my personal life like just started taking a toll. And yeah, I just got to a spot where I was like, I don't know what my like who I am as an actual person outside of business and making money and the company and stuff like that. And I take full responsibility for that. That was all my fault when I did get like asked, or hey, have you thought about this or doing that? I didn't see that people were seeing that I needed to work on something and needed help. And I just took it into like, oh, this is like a bad thing, or why do they think this about me? I didn't do anything about it. And over time, years going on, it all hit me at once. And I just felt like, hey, I need to go find myself, and I need to figure out what I truly want with my life, outside of just making money and business. And yeah, I just had a lot of self-reflection and a lot of things now that I'm doing counseling, of just like finding myself, figuring out patterns from my childhood still of why I'm showing up the way I was. And I think that was holding me back from relationships, connecting with people, being my authentic self, and yeah, finding what my identity is. So that's a little bit of what happened. And there was other opportunity presented, and it was one of those things where in my mind, I was already such at a low spot where I was like, if I don't do this, I'm going to keep setting back and like thinking and wondering. I'm going to hurt everybody else here at the company, versus just, all right, go out. I need to figure this out and become a better man and really truly find what matters to me, and what I value. And going from there, I just realized over that 3 month course that there's a lot of insecurity that I had. There's a lot of doubt. There's a lot of uncertainty. There's beliefs that I think about myself, that aren't necessarily true now that I've found out. And just having guidance and finding like leaders and people that actually can help me get and work through those emotions and mental things. That's really what's helped me, having those people like be able to guide and direct me and like have me kind of go back to like in my brain and connect the dots to different things. And it's just all really starting to make a lot of sense now. But I truly found out in the time that I was gone that I really valued culture. That was my biggest important thing I learned. I love being around people. I love the guys here. I love the team. And what's happening here at LTD is bigger than just me. And we're actually creating something that's going to last a lifelong journey. And I realize I like helping people. I want to build something. I feed off of other people's energy, and I really love that environment. That's where I can thrive. And then the second thing would just be like I started finding God. Um, Always been a pretty big struggle of mine, and I finally, over that 3 months, I was open enough to start letting it in, and it's not being selfish, not um, just thinking that I'm the one that has to do everything, like putting something above a higher power, and putting my belief and prayers and trust into that, and letting whatever happens from there. So that's a big thing that's really been helping change me. Then the third thing would just be like I started taking a lot of things for granted over time. Again, my values and what I thought mattered and what was going to get me to be what I wanted was money and all this other stuff. And I just realized like having connection and being actually humble and being aware and just seeing other perspectives of things, and just realizing like I took a lot for granted and I didn't realize what I had until it was gone. And I really got to like figure that out as I went, and just really just got to set back and think like, okay, this is important to me. Oh, this was important to me, and really just a lot of self discovery. And I just honestly, I feel like I've been able to show up completely different. I feel completely different, and now I'm doing things in my life daily for my list, my scorecard, and just like counseling, other things now outside of business that are personal that are going to help me show up here and become the man I want to be, or find the relationship that I want to have in my life, or have the relationship with God that I want to have, and just people in general. So, yeah, that's kind of a short version, long version of what I experienced. But yeah, I just realized like this is my home, and I belong with these people, and I want to go to another level with these people. And I just truly found like it's hard to find people out there that are like what's here, and what Dakota and Tony have created, and the rest of the team. It really inspires me, and I truly feel like I'm in my purpose when I am helping people and being around everybody here. And just like I'm like they're like my family. Like everybody's like LTD's family. It definitely feels like family. Obviously, it is business, but I truly like I was like all the relationships I've got to create with everybody here, like are way important than just wanting to be alone. And maybe I could make a little bit more money being alone. I'd rather be with a team, go accomplish something, be able to just dominate and maximize on that one specific role I'm in, and all the other stuff comes. It's really the emotions and everything of how I feel too that I looked at versus just like what's the amount of money I can make. And I just realized that I like there's other things that were important to me rather than just money that I valued. And I really got to like kind of reframe my mind on that.
Mm.
So that was really good. That's what happened. Just I had to go find myself, find my identity, and really start taking action in my personal life, um, to show up as a better person, become a better version of myself, and yeah, be able to show up for the team better, and just be humble enough to be a student. And I realized like just need to keep being a student, and yeah, not be selfish and oh I know it all, or just like think I have just because I've accomplished X, Y, Z and these monetary things or these huge number checks, deals, like the stats, all of that. Like there's more important things to value versus just like, oh, I've done this and done that. It just kind of fueled my ego, which then started thinking I was better than other people when I realized like it's not possible without everybody here, and I need to come in here and be humble and just, yeah, be a student, be open to learning and just giving feedback and being true to how I feel. So yeah, it's been a journey, and I'm just grateful that Dakota gave me the opportunity to come back, and the team especially. I knew it wasn't just like, oh yeah, you can just whatever. I knew it was a team decision, and obviously what's best for the business. And yeah, I'm just truly humbled, and just grateful to be back. It feels great, and I'm excited for the journey. I'm excited to be a part here long term and just keep going years after years after years, and just really dedicate myself to the vision here and be on the same page with my life, apply my life and what I want, and tie that in with LTD. And yeah, I feel like I've really been able to pinpoint those things, and I truly feel like I'm on the right path now.
Hmm.
It's been good.
Crazy, dude. I was thinking about when you first started, and then like where you were at. I remember I just watched these videos of you. You look so young and skinny, and then like you're so scared to talk, and just the difference that I've seen in like your growth, and then not just in your ability to speak and convey a message, but then also in your ability to like look within, understand like what you're actually feeling. And yeah, I remember one of your goals way back then, you always like, I want to make six figures. I want to make six figures. And that was your first goal. And then like all you wanted to do was make six figures. And then I remember I just kept telling him, like, bro, making six figures is going to be easy. That's easy. That's already like a guarantee. And so I remember just like, all right, you got to make bigger goals than that. And then now you've hit a lot of the monetary goals. And what happens a lot, and it happened with you, happened with me, happens with a lot of high achievers, is it just scales up in this area. And then, yeah, that usually happens. You get an ego, and then you're like, oh, shoot, dude, why did you make all that money? A lot of times it's either to fill a void or to feel a good feeling. And so you try to feel that good feeling, and then you realize that money doesn't make you feel good. You have to use money to like use it and buy resources like counseling, like other things that are going to actually make you feel good. So, because that's the coolest part about money is it's not actually valuable at all. You just use it towards things that actually are valuable. Like you can use it, I mean, you could use it to make friends. You can use it to have good times with friends. You can use it for counseling. You can use it to feed homeless. You can literally use it for anything you want to. So yeah, it's been pretty cool just to watch you evolve, change, and yeah.
Yeah, no, I really appreciate that. And yeah, one thing too, just like a little lesson I learned as well. was I was avoiding the hard things in life, which is the counseling, which is the personal development, which is dealing with my emotions, which is being vulnerable about how I'm truly feeling. And I would supplement just working more hours and making more calls and doing all that stuff to avoid the demons I had to battle. And I just never took the time for myself. And I started making excuses to why I couldn't do these things, but I was choosing the opposite, which then caused me to have negative thoughts and confusion and resentment and all these other things that I created. It wasn't anybody else. It was I created all those things because I chose to just keep chasing money and doing all that, which I love making money and I want to make more money and do all that. I just really got to realize like it freaking starts with the hard stuff, which is the workouts, the personal development, all that other stuff that we kind of just mentioned. And I've truly now felt the emotions of doing that and then still doing business and doing all that. I love business. I love making money. I do love all that stuff, but I've really loved to just like discovering and becoming a new person, getting into a new chapter of life and appreciating the old Andrew and loving him and just seeing where I was at. But it's really been an addiction just now, like diving in and just becoming a new level of a person and just like striving for that. Yeah, it's been a pretty cool thing. I really think that's helped me show up in business better from actually doing that hard stuff and everything like that. So it's just been really great self-discovery and yeah, I feel like I'm finding my identity and it's been great. Like I love it. Love being with everybody and yeah, I'm grateful to have somebody like Dakota just kind of just lead me in just the conversation that we had for that couple hours. It was really deep and yeah, Dakota's always been somebody that I've always looked up to before I started working here. And I noticed too, I tried modeling a lot of different things that Dakota did. And there were other things too that were lessons he learned that like he would tell me. And that some of them I was like, oh, I'm just young. I'm just going to do it all now. I'm just going to make the money now and do all that. And I just realized it just never stops. Like you're just going to keep going. It keeps going. And it's always a chase. But just now giving like energy and effort into those other areas too to really just intensify everything else and live an extravagant life or live a different life and just become a different level. So you guys have really all helped me do that, and I'm grateful for everybody here. Would not be where I'm at right now without everybody, and yeah, I'm just really inspired. So
Yeah. Well, we're happy to have you back, buddy.
thanks, buddy. I'm blessed. Feel blessed to be back. So it's been
Yes,
awesome.
sir. Andrew's back, baby. All right. Love you,
Yeah.
buddy.
No, you too, buddy.